What is up, YouTube? I got this new chair, don't know how to act, doing a quick market analysis, talking about VIXI, Dixie, Bitcoin, the whole works. Little update on my psychology for the last little bit, and if I am buying or if I'm selling. So, scan this QR code for some free PCC, and let's get into it. Jumping right in, we got some boomer news. First Republic Bank likely going to zero or receivership, aka being bought out, but protecting the depositors and creditors, but not the shareholders. So that's why the stocks tanked. If there was going to be a buyout, the stock actually value would increase because they would name a fair market value. Anyways, U.S. banks continuing to blow up and BRICS continuing to make progress. Lots of new applicants to join this economic coalition, including but not limited to UAE is in there, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Algeria, maybe Mexico. Those are the ones that come to mind looking to join BRICS. Powerhouse, that is a topic for another video for sure. Some shitcoin called USTC might be repegging. I don't even want to talk about it. FRC, First Republic Bank. Jim Cramer talked about it as a buy at $85. Since then, it has fallen 95%, trading like a shitcoin. $3.51 US. After hours, this went lower. So yeah, banks in the U.S. imploding, foreign nations gaining ground on the U.S. dollar. Nothing to see here. Nothing going on. Certainly nothing could be going on. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. So yeah, FOMC next week on the 3rd of May, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard. Maybe we'll stream it. Who knows? Subscribe, kick.com. So jumping right into kind of what's going on with the market, let me adjust my screen so you guys can see what I'm seeing and hop over to Bitcoin. This was the chart and how we left it last time. We were more bullish at this point in time, thinking we were going to sweep this retest here, but we went down. And my initial psychology was, okay, below 28, I kind of want out in the next available moment. Waited for a green candle, got super lucky. Crazy lucky. Was still in a lot of my risk on positions. There was this crazy pump up that happened. This was 2 days ago now, on the 26th. Crazy pump up when we swept from 27k to 30k. I was in the Discord, had just woken up, and I was like, fuck it, we sell. I took a lot of risk off the table, and because now we're consolidating, now I'm not really sure what comes next for the market. There is a lot of warning signs in the traditional markets. There's intense, we'll get to it, but there's like intense bond volatility. So I'm a little bit scared. So that was kind of the chart how we left it last week. And now I'm thinking we have a bit wider of a trading range that we're going to be working with. I do see a little bit of market structure shift. We haven't made that higher high. So really would want to see a break above in market structure. But Bitcoin, I really don't think has the liquidity to do that on its own. This handy dandy indicator at the bottom shows us that basically over the last 10 days or so, bears have been in control. There's more sell volume than buy volume, more sell volume than buy volume, and kind of in line with this, if we go to an open interest chart over the same time frame, it has mostly been spot buying and selling, because over the same time frame, open interest has remained relatively stable. So it's a lot of spot movement, it's not that much derivative. So if we are going to get a move, I think we're going to see a steady raise in open interest as the degens continue to accumulate positions, but we're not really seeing that. We're also seeing like pretty much neutral in the long-short ratio accounts on the futures data for Binance. So we're seeing a lot of indecision in the market, and I'm much more comfortable letting the market come to me and use 30k as a breakout level on Bitcoin and watch the traditional market than try and speculate over what's going to happen, because with this kind of intra-candle volatility, highs and lows, it doesn't matter. You just get stopped out. Doesn't matter if you're long, doesn't matter if you're short. So the one thing I will be watching is NASDAQ. So if we zoom in here, get rid of the indicator. Get rid of the indicator. One thing we were talking about with a recent kick stream was NASDAQ making a new weekly high, which it did, just barely. Just barely. So this is the 12-hour. I'll zoom out to the weekly. So this is the chart we have been using. We're looking at like 13,600 as a level to approach. So NASDAQ does look like it's going to continue breaking market structure here. that's good. If NASDAQ and risk on looks good, crypto will follow. SPY, pretty similar chart, but it's really testing this 4,200 level to see if it can break through and continue to the upside. Again, if SPY looks good, NASDAQ looks good. So NASDAQ, like I said, is leading. It's a riskier pick, so it's broke market structure quicker. And there's been a lot of risk off drama with like the banks imploding, which I think fits the narrative as to why SPY is lagging in this instance. Even the Dow is looking good. If the Dow is looking good, that's how you know things are good. So overall, VIX trading at 1577. I'm really surprised at this still. This is like if you do like an area under the curve versus area above the curve on the channel here, you would be able to have a rough approximation of like the average at which it trades under even $17, and the answer is really not that much. So intense volatility could come, and it could come quick. I don't think FOMC is going to shake things that up, but I do know that the VIX trading this low really doesn't happen that often. Something to keep in mind, keep on the back burner. US dollar currency index has confirmed the new low that we were looking at. Longer term on the trend line, and even zooming into the 4-hour here, it looks weak, right? We have a clear market structure of lower highs. We're really faltering between this 101.5 and 102 region. So honestly, if we just continue trending down, that's good for risk on. So in terms of things that I'm going to be watching, we can hop over to CoinMarketCap and do a 7-day percentage winners. Render, I personally do not know much about this project, but I'm seeing it on Twitter and on TikTok, so one to look into, maybe add it to the watch list. INJ is one that has been pretty hot. We're sorting by this because we want to see what the winners are. DYDX, that's been on our watch list. Solana. These are the projects that have been outperforming Bitcoin. And so just like we were watching before, DPerps I think are going to continue to do well. GMX trading at $72 shortly after it broke its all-time high. Definitely watching that one. Level Finance. So overall, I am waiting for the market to break that market structure on Bitcoin, and I'm really using the traditional market, specifically the NASDAQ, to tell me when that's going to happen. Because I don't want to get caught with my pants down and be too risk on. So in this circumstance, I'm waiting and I'm going to let the market come to me. Another thing that I wanted to briefly touch on before I end this was Bitcoin dominance. So if we zoom on out to the weekly, Bitcoin dominance has rallied pretty hard this week. We are far above the high that was set in 2021, and it looks like we could be getting a new trend here. Because honestly, if you just drag this little resistance line down here, that's a pretty convincing retest, right? Bitcoin dominance was rejected at these levels, and now it's pushing up. So if we do see a continued Bitcoin dominated market, then alts are not really the place that you're going to want to be. They're not really the place that you're going to want to be. So I know that was a whole bunch of market banter. It could go up, it could go down. Personally, my bias is to the upside, but I'm going to react and let it come to me rather than get caught with my pants down because the macro was bad. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Press some buttons to show some support. Appreciate it.